Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm Luis, and today we're going to be talking about functions. Functions are one of the most useful things that you can do in programming. It is a very interesting and very versatile thing to do, and definitely every single programmer should use these in every single project that they do. So, what is a function? A function is um it's like, have you ever had here a perfect example? In math, you've probably seen an f of x is equal to, and then they do like some sort of function where they have an x somewhere around there, you know, whatever, like that. This is algebra 1, pretty simple. Everyone should know this. So yeah, it's something along the lines of this. You do a function, you name it, so name like for example, add 3, and then you have and then you have this, and yeah. Now everything in between these brackets will be the task that you want to complete. So for example, let's say I have a variable, um, my number. Let's do that again. It's equal to 6. Now in this function, there's something called parameters, which are in here. So you do function, this, and this. Function, then you name it, and then you have the parameters circle, or whatever you want to call it. In here, you can add as many variables as you want. You can do like 1, comma 2, comma 3, and then you can use these inside the function. But for now, I'll just do one parameter, and we're going to modify this parameter to add 3. So the way that this is going to work is we're going to do chosen num plus equals, well, plus equals is the same thing as equals chosen num plus 3, but simpler because then we can just do plus equals 3, and then it'll do the exact same thing, and then it'll just add on 3, and then we can then return chosen num. Now what return does is what the function returns, like what it brings back, what it takes away. So to call this function, I gotta do add 3 parentheses, and in here we have the parameters. And in the parameters, we're going to do whichever number you want. You can do 7, 8, this number for all you care. Or we can do a variable like my num. Uh-oh, what did I do? My num. There you go. Perfect. And what this does is, for example, we can just add parentheses, console.log, save it, go here, refresh, and it'll be 9, because guess what? My number is 6, it adds 3, and then it returns it. Now, if I remove this return statement, it'll, it won't do anything. It'll keep it as undefined, you know, because it doesn't return anything. It just adds 3 to this chosen num. So, you can also just do this, and it'll work as well. And now I can just, change it to whatever number I want. Let's say 9, and then it'll add 3, which will make it 12. You know? Pretty simple stuff. This can get extremely expansive, and we can add, for example, if statements. So, for example, we can do, let's see, Control A, delete all this. We can do let my num is equal to, for example, 6, right? And then from here, uh, we can do check posts. Now, what I want to do here is I want to check if the number chosen is positive or if it's negative. So the way I can do this is I can do an if statement, and I can do if chosen num is greater than 0, and then we can do here return, and then we can return a string saying the number is positive. And then we can do else. If you remember from my last video, we just did the exact same thing. An if else statement, and then we just do return the number is negative. Whoa. And now we can do here is we can console.log check pos my num. And if we go back, the number is positive. And if we change it to -6, it'll say, oh my god, it'll say the number is negative. Perfect. And the cool thing about functions is you can do these multiple times and do whatever you want. -1, 20. And it'll run it as many times as you want. So as you can see here, it goes negative, positive, negative, positive, because I did -6, so it's negative. Then I did +2, which is positive, -1 because it's negative, and 20 because it's positive. This is perfect. Um, you can do a lot of things in here. You don't even have to have a parameter. You're not forced to have a parameter. You can, do change num, change my num, and it'll just be, let's see, my num is equal to 10. And then we can go here and then just console.log my num. And since I have not called the function, my num will be -6. So if I go back here and I refresh, it'll be -6. But now if I call the function, so technically what this does, it just creates it, but it doesn't do anything until you call it. Now if I go back and okay, and refresh, the number is now 10. And if we do this, it will say -6 and then 10 because we console.logged this before and after this was called. So if we go back here, refresh, -6 and 10. And if we, console.log it here, it'll still be -6 and 10 because it wasn't called until after the first console.log. So, you know, pretty cool. Cool stuff. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to show you guys. Oh, actually, one more thing. I'll touch more in depth on this in my next video when I'll teach you guys about scope and what scope is. But for now, I'm going to show you a little bit. You can declare variables in here. For example, let cool num, and I'll just do my favorite number. And then you can do, for example, this. And if you go up here and I refresh, it'll be 16 instead of 10. Now, you can also console.log in here and then do cool num, and it will log it while the thing is running. And then it'll log it again because, we have this here. But now what's a little bit confusing, what people don't know, is that coolNum is not going to exist anywhere other than inside this function. So in between these two brackets, it will only exist there. It won't exist anywhere else. So if I do console.log coolNum, I'll get an error. Okay, stop doing that. See? CoolNum is not defined. Perfect, right? Well, that's all I want to show you guys for now. Next video will be about scope. I gotta go to work. As you can see, I work at SkyZone. Woo! Yay! And yeah, I'll touch on while loops and for loops after that, and I'll just improvise after that. So thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.